Let me think of what we want to do today. Let's start on our backs. Take my bun out. So let's go ahead and just find a comfortable space on our backs. So I don't know, my knees always feel like bending and my feet always kind of feel like touching the floor because my lower back's always a little funky. And then find a spot that feels good for your hands. And just take a second to check in. So maybe your eyes closed, but maybe, it's first thing in the morning. You might have had some coffee already, and our eyes don't want to close just yet, which is fine. So maybe just find a spot on your ceiling to focus on. We just give ourselves a second to check in with us. How did you sleep? Does anything feel achy or painful, tight? Your allergies killing you like mine are? Give yourself a second here and make sure that it is in non-judgment, right? So we're checking in without um, judging ourselves. There's no good or bad. And just take a moment here to set some intention for your practice. And it might be something deeply personal. It might be a goal that you're working on. It might be something really simple. And just start to breathe into that intention. So since we're lying on our backs, we should be able to really expand in our chest and in our belly, letting the breath really expand that front body. And let's go ahead and take just 2 more deep, slow, letting go breaths. Good. And if they're not already, let's let the eyes just softly float open and we kind of refocus and get used to the light in the room again. And then let's give ourselves a second here to really set up for our bridge pose. So heels are in as close as we can. We can kind of graze the fingertips on our heels and feet are about hips distance. Give the shoulders a little roll under, extend your neck, maybe check in with your neck for a second, little side to side. Good, bring the head back to center, keep it still, take a deep breath in. And exhale, press into your feet and slowly lift your seat off the ground. So remember, this is our first movement. So nice and steady, nice and slow. Good. Make sure you keep some space between your chin and your chest. Let's take 2 more breaths. Nice. Slowly release your butt down to the ground. Take a deep inhale there. And sigh it out. Good. Let's do it one more time. Deep breath in. Exhale, press into the soles of your feet. Lift your butt off the ground. Bridge pose. Good. Waking up the spine, waking up the back of the legs, our neck, our shoulders. And then slowly release your butt back down towards the ground. And let's pull the knees in towards the chest. Go ahead and wrap your arms around, or maybe you grab one knee at a time and just squeeze in and give yourself a little rock side to side. Nice. Come to center. Take a hold of the knees and just give yourself some little circles. So imagining that you're drawing some circles on the ceiling with your knees, giving our lower back a nice little massage. And then just pause and reverse those circles. Good. Come to center and rock your way up to a comfortable seat. Good. From that comfortable seat, we're going to dive right over to our hands and our knees and find our tabletop shape. So whatever transition gets you there, it doesn't have to be super fancy. And then let's find some cat and cow. So allow the spine to start to warm up. Nice, really move. Phew. And if there's any other variations that are kind of calling to you, feel free to try them on, especially, this is probably our first movement of the day. Maybe we need some stirring up in our hips. If you're making any kind of big circles, just make sure you reverse them. Good, come to center. We're gonna dig our toes under, walk our hands just a little further forward and lift to our first downward facing dog. So lifting the seat in the air, maybe pedaling out the legs. Good, then we're gonna walk our hands back towards our feet, doing things a little different, and hang over the legs for our forward fold. So soften in your knees a little bit, maybe rock some weight forward into the balls of your feet, and then go ahead and shake your head out, yes. And shake your head out, no. Maybe a sway side to side with your upper body. And if you ever feel like you need some extra weight in the forward fold, you can always hang on to your opposite elbows or forearms. Good. Now from here, we're going to take the hands back down and walk ourselves into a plank. So finding the top of a push-up and holding steady. Good. Tuck the tailbone towards the heels. Spike back through the heels. Lift through the chest. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Good. Lift the seat back to downward facing dog. Now walk yourself to the top of your mat. And roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Keep the knees nice and soft. Good, all the way up to the top. And maybe you give your shoulders a couple nice big rolls as I fix my hair. Good, if you're rolling out your shoulders, maybe pause and reverse the circles. Good, find your mountain pose. So maybe the big toes are together, maybe our feet are about hips distance, depending on how your hips are feeling today. Lift up through the arches of your feet. Soften a little bit at your knees. Just realizing I can't see the top of my head. Good, lift through the crown of your head and hug your belly towards your spine. Good, that's better. Nice, let's bring the hands together at heart center and connect. And find the intention that we set for our practice. Good, and we'll flow. So we'll go a little different for our first two rounds of Surya Namaskar. So let's inhale to reach all the way out and up, open the chest, reach back. Exhale, float down, forward fold. Inhale, find half lift, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot back, but keep that back knee lifted. So finding a low lunge or runner's lunge, looking forward. Good, planting the hands, stepping back to plank. Knees, chest, and chin, elbows hug the ribs. Slide forward, cobra pose. Downward facing dog. Good, same thing now, left foot steps forward, right knee stays lifted, you're in your runner's lunge, look forward. Feet together, top of the mat, forward fold. Good, inhale, go all the way up. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. Half lift, look forward. Now right foot goes back, the knee stays lifted, runner's lunge. Good, step it back to plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Cobra pose. And back to dog. Nice, right foot forward, runner's lunge. Left knee is lifted. We're pressing back through that back heel, trying to lift the knee. Feet together, forward fold. Good, all the way up, rise. And go right back down. Good, half lift, look forward. Left foot back, now the knee comes down. And we sink into our hips, look forward. Stepping back to plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Into cobra. Good, back to dog. This time, left foot forward, right knee comes down. Looking up. And feet together, forward fold. Good, last one, let's go all the way up. And right back down. Half lift to look. Right foot back, bring the knee down. Left foot plank, top of a push-up. Knees, chest, and chin. Cobra pose. Downward facing dog. Good, right foot forward. Left knee comes down. Feet together. Good, let's stay in the forward fold. Take a breath. Good, bend the knees nice and deep. Let's sweep our fingertips either forward or all the way up for chair pose. So depending on your shoulders, mine are kind of killing me today, so I'm gonna keep my hands at heart. Let's tuck our tailbone and hug our belly in. Lift through the chest. Good, sink deep into your chair. Take one more breath. Good, straighten the legs, reach all the way up, hands together. Interlace the fingers, release the pointers, cross at the thumbs, Kali Mudra. Inhale, find some length and space in your spine. Exhale, hinge to the right side for half moon. Good, so I always hyperextend in my lower back, so I'm just gonna really make sure that my tailbone's tucked here, my belly's pulling in. And then let's inhale back to center. And exhale, left side, windshield wiper. Nice, come back to center and slowly fold forward. Good. Feel this forward fold. Notice how it's different than the first one. Good. Inhale for half lift. Look forward. Exhale, send your left foot back. Bring that back knee down. Flatten out the back foot. Let's come to either interlace and press off the thigh or go back to that Kali Mudra. Interlacing, releasing pointer, crossing at the thumbs, and noticing our hips, right? So I'm not just kind of dumping in here to make it look fancy. I'm hugging the thighs towards each other, sinking in, but I'm still able to breathe. Good. Hands come to frame the foot. Dig the back toes under. Go back to downward facing dog. Nice. Let's bring the knees down to child's pose. Keep the toes tucked under. Move your butt back towards your heels. Look forward through the hands and see if you can slide forward into your cobra. Good. If that one was enough, you stay here. Otherwise, maybe we try two more. Press back to child's and slide. Good. Last one. We'll all meet in cobra and hold. Good. Let's go back downward facing dog. Press and lift. And if you need child's pose, you hang out in child's pose. Let's take 3 breaths. Good. Last inhale. Exhale, left foot goes forward. You can always help it there if you need to. Right knee comes down, flatten the back foot, and then same thing, either interlace and press, or find that Kali Mudra, or maybe some other arm position that feels better for you. So we're still able to breathe here. Our chest is lifted. Good. Hands frame the foot again. We go back to downward facing dog. Bring the knees down, child's pose. And then same thing, you either sweep through once and hold, or you try it 3 times. Good. We meet in cobra. Take a deep breath in. And exhale back to dog. Good. If you're out of breath, remember you can always come to child's pose. You can rest. You can pause. Let's take a deep breath in. Good. Let's step our right foot between the hands. Kind of scooch it forward if you need to a little bit. Let's keep the back knee lifted now. Press through that back heel. Find the lift in the knee. Plant your left hand. Reach the right fingertips up to the sky. Twist. Nice. If your neck hurts, remember you can look down. Good. Plant the right hand back down. Bring the back heel down to 45 degrees. And let's open up to warrior 2. So windmilling out. Right fingertips are forward, right knee is bent. Good. Holding steady, tuck the tailbone. Hug your belly in. Good. Extended side angle, right elbow to thigh. Left fingertips reach forward. Nice, bend into that right knee. Pull the left shoulder, left hip back. Come on back to center, warrior two. Straight the front leg, turn the toes to parallel. Bring the hands to the hips. As you inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, fold forward. Good, releasing the hands when you're ready. And relaxing your head completely. Nice, now make sure you're not hyperextending your knees. Let's rock a little more weight forward into the balls of our feet. Nice, now come to a half lift. So you might walk your hands a little further away from your body. Let's turn the left toes towards the back of the mat. We're gonna come around to frame that left foot, and we're in our lunge on the other side. So your right knee is lifted. We're lifted through the chest, pressing back through the right heel. Right hand plants, left fingertips rise, twist. Good, breathing. Left hand comes down, right heel to 45. Let's open up to warrior two. Good, the tailbone tucks nice and strong. We lift through the chest, through the crown of the head. Good, extended side angle, left elbow to thigh now, right fingertips reaching. Good, coming back to center. Straight the front leg, turn the toes again. This time take the hands behind the back to interlace the fingers. Press the knuckles down towards the ground. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, hinge at your hips, press your butt back as you fold forward. Good, let the knuckles fall. And if it's really uncomfortable for your shoulders to be here, you can always release your hands down to the ground. Good, breathe deep, relax your neck. Slow your breath. Good, slowly release the grip on your hands, bring them back down to the earth. And we'll go to frame out that right foot again. So turn the right toes towards the front of your mat. Crawl over to frame the foot. Let's go back to downward facing dogs. Good, rock forward to plank. Now let's bring the right hand to the center of the mat. You might bring your right knee down to kickstand, right? And we find Vashisthasana. So if we can, we bring the heels together, left fingertips rise. If it's too much on our wrist or our arm, we bring the right knee down. Good, either way, you're lifting your bottom hip away from the ground. Come on back to center. And walk the left hand now to the middle. Right fingertips rise up. So you might bring your left knee down. You might keep the left knee lifted. It's totally up to you. Good, we're not holding our breath. Nice. Come on back to center. Bring the knees down. Bring the heart between the hands. Slide forward to cobra. Good. Let's find low cobra. So hug the elbows in. Exhale your breath out. Inhale, press into your hands and rise up just a little bit higher. Exhale, lower back down. Let's do it 2 more times with our breath. So inhale, press into your hands, lift a little higher. Exhale, back down. Good. Last one, keep your shoulders away from your ears. Elbows are soft. And down. Good. Hold. Let's go back to child's pose. And rest. Take a few deep breaths here. Relax your elbows down towards the ground. Relax your forehead. Let's slowly walk our fingertips in, sitting back towards the heels, and then shifting to swing our legs out in front of us and give them a nice shake. Good, nice loose fists. Bring the soles of our feet together. And we'll go ahead and wrap our hands around our feet or maybe our ankles, whatever works here. Just let the legs butterfly out and we'll lift up nice and tall. Deep breath in. Exhale, start to send your heart forward. Keep the length in your spine. Then you stop when your hips or your lower back tells you to. Maybe relax your chin towards your chest. And maybe in this quieting space, you reconnect to the intention that you set for yourself, for your practice. Let's inhale, slowly rise back up. We'll draw the legs together, taking the hands behind the knees. We'll set up for boat pose. So lift up nice and tall and relax your shoulders up, back, and down. And see if you can slowly start to tip back and lift your toes a bit. Nice. Keep your chest moving towards your knees. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you try to let go. If you're feeling really courageous today, you might start to extend your legs. Oh, that's not happening today. And then let's slowly release the feet down. Separate them to hips distance now. Take your hands behind you, fingertips facing towards your butt, about in line with your shoulders, depending on how long your arms are. You might have to scoot your hands a little bit further back. Let's take a deep breath in. And exhale, press into your feet. Lift your seat off the ground, press into your hands, and find like a tabletop or a bench pose. I'm gonna keep my chin tucked towards my chest because my neck always hurts. If you're gonna drop your head, look up, right? So you're not letting your head drop all the way back. Good. Take one more breath. Really press into your hands, lift your seat, and slowly release down. Good. Feet now go out to max distance. We turn the fingertips away from our body and do a little windshield wiper. So as slow as you'd like to go to the right side and then the left side. Good. And you might hold, or you might do it a couple times. Right and left. Nice. We'll come on back to center and slowly lower back down to our spine. Nice. Release the hands alongside you. Take a slow, deep breath here. Good. Now from here, we find our inversion practice. So I'm going to say that you should work with whatever feels good. For me, legs up the wall feels good today. So I'm just going to stick my feet in the air. You might find shoulder stand. You might find your headstand practice. It'll take about a minute or so. And again, if you're in a more quieting inversion, you might come back once more to that intention that you set for your practice. Or you might simply come back to your breath. All right, take about 2 more deep breaths. And then slowly make your way down to your spine. Make sure to bend your knees when your back tells you to. And take a breath. Nice. Let's bring the knees again towards the chest. Wrap the arms around, give yourself another big squeeze, and maybe one more rock side to side. Good, we'll rock our way up to our seat. And let's scooch ourselves a little closer to the center of the mat. We'll go ahead and extend our legs out. Give ourselves a little side to side, get our butt out from under us. My hair is crazy this morning. And flex the feet towards the face. So just lift up nice and tall through the spine. And then we're just gonna walk our fingertips forward this morning. You might go to wrap your hands around the outer edges of the feet, but you don't have to. I'm just gonna bow. Then you might play with pointing and flexing your feet. Now let's slowly walk the hands back in. We'll bring the right knee towards the chest and maybe cross it over the left. Flex the left foot, press the heel away from your body. Left elbow drapes across. Right fingertips come behind for your twist. Good. Keeping ourselves lifted nice and tall. Maybe moving your chest a little closer to that front knee. And then slowly switch. So come back to center. Extend the right foot out. Bring the left knee in and cross it over. Right elbow comes across now. Left fingertips swim behind. Good. Flex that right foot. Nice. Come on back to center and gently unwind. Extend the leg out. Maybe give them one more shake. Good, and then we'll set up for a nice little Shavasana. So maybe you stay seated if your allergies are killing you. Maybe you come down to your back and lay down flat. It is all up to you. If you need extra support, maybe a blanket or two underneath your knees. You can always grab your sweatshirt, socks. And again, maybe your eyes just softly float closed. And let's take a deep, slow breath into our chest. Expand. And sigh it out. Good, deep breath into the belly, expand. And out. And just allow the breath to fall into its natural rhythm. Slow and steady. And maybe as you start to soften and relax your body, we draw to mind once again the intention that we set for our practice. Maybe we hold it in mind for the next few moments. Hmm. And as slowly as possible, and just start to bring yourself back. Maybe first just to the sounds of your environment. And then maybe to your breath. As you feel the rise and the fall of the chest. Bring ourselves back into our bodies. And we begin to maybe just roll at the wrists, at the ankles, wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe stretch and move in whatever way feels good. And then gently roll over to your side when you're ready. And press your way all the way up to your comfortable seat. And we'll draw our hands together at the heart center. And maybe with the eyes still closed, we just connect once more to the intention that we set for our practice. We notice what shifted since the moment that we arrived at the mat to this moment. We close the practice with the sound of Om and 3 Shantis for peace. Inhale deeply. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bowing forward to seal your practice. As always, I thank you for your efforts, your intentions, for simply showing up. Namaste.